Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jashodanandana Brajanaranjana Jamunatira Vanatare. Yamunatira Vanatare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Radhe. Jagannath Jagannatha Balade Jaya Subhadra. Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nira go Haribo, 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 go Haribo. Jai Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Sisi Gaunitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Idai Gaur Bhimanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtapriyesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19, King Yayati, Achieve Liberation. And this is text 3, right? Bastaha Ekaha Vane Kaschit Vichinban Priyam Atmanaha Dadarsha Kupe Patitam Swakarma Vasagam Ajam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Darshakupe Patitam Darshakupe Patitam Swakarma Vasagam Ajam Swakarma Vasagam Ajam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Dadarshakupe Patitam Swakarma Vasagam Ajam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Dadarshakupe Patitam Swakarma Vasagam Ajam Kovane Kaschid Patitam Karma Vasagamajam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Dadarshakupe Patitam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Dadarshakupe Patitam Mataji's. Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Shakupe Patitam Swakarma Vasagamajam Basta Eko Vane Kaschid Vichinvan Priyamatmanaha Shakupe patitam Swakarma Bastaha, goat. Ekaha, one. Vane, in a forest. Kaschit, some. Vichinvam, searching for food. Priyam, very dear. Atmanaha, for himself. Dadarsha, so by chance. Kupe, within a well. Patitam, fallen. Swakarma vasagam, under the influence of the results of fruitive activities. Ajam, a she-goat. Translation. Please repeat. While wandering in the forest, eating to satisfy his senses, a he-goat by chance approached a well, in which he saw a she-goat standing helplessly, having fallen into it by the influence of the results of fruitive activities. This is purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Here Maharaj Yati compares himself to a he-goat and Devayani to a she-goat and describes the nature of a man and woman. Like a he-goat, a man searches for sun gratification, wandering here and there. And a woman without the shelter of a man or husband is like a she-goat that has fallen into a well. Without being cared for by a man, a woman cannot be happy. Indeed, she is just like a she-goat, and she has fallen into a well and is struggling for existence. Therefore, a woman must take shelter of her father, as Devayani did when under the care of Śrīmad. And then a father must give the daughter in charity to a suitable man, or a suitable man should help the woman by placing her under the care of a husband. This is shown vividly by the life of Devayani. When King Yayati delivered Devayani from the well, she felt great relief and requested Yayati to accept her as his wife. But when Maharaj Yayati accepted Devayani, he became too attached and had sex life not only with her, but with others like Sarmishta. Yet still he was dissatisfied. Therefore, one should retire by force from such family life as Yayati's. When one is fully convinced of the degrading nature of worldly family life, one should completely renounce this way of life, take sannyas, and engage himself fully in the service of the Lord. Then one's life will be successful. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Sarakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Caitanya Madhavishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patithana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome you all to our Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class this morning. It's a bit, can it increase a bit more? So Yayati continued to tell a story corresponding to his own story, life story. Compared to a she-goat and a he-goat. Same. It's kind of allegorical story. So, how he got caught and he has to marry Devayani, and also he was having sexual intercourse with other women as well. And Prabhupada is saying that, of course, the ladies should be protected from childhood by the parents, and then when they're married, by husband, and then elderly son or Gurudev. Right? But this is happening to Yayati. It is mentioned here, very wonderful word. Swakarma Vasa Gam. Swakarma Vasa Gam means under the influence of results, fruitive results. Karmakan, fruitive result of fruitive activities. Is all happening due to result of fruitive activities. What is that fruitive activities? This is the karma kanda, right? So, karma kanda, jnana kanda, vishera, band. Either it is karma kanda, jnana kanda is a pots of poison. This is all due to influence of the results of fruitive activities, karma kanda. Fruitive activities. It's a pot of poison. Either this is why bhakti should be free from jnana and anya bilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam. So fruitive activities is a pot of poison. Performing fruitive activities, of course, it's there in the Vedas. It's mentioned in the Vedas. Karma kanda is coming from the Vedas. Instead of being animalistic life, instead of leading animalistic life, so they can follow karma kanda. But it's not the best. It's mentioned, karma kanda. And this is why after writing the Vedas, Vyasadeva, the writer himself, was despondent. He was not happy. Imagine if the writer is not happy, what to speak of the readers. The writer is not happy. So what to speak of the readers. And he was not completely satisfied. And Narad Muni came and told him, why are you not happy even after writing the Vedas? You're despondent. And Vyasadeva said, I don't know. And your Gurudev, you can tell me what is the cause of my despondency, even after writing the Vedas. Because Vedas, Traigunya Visaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So rise above the three modes of material nature, because Vedas deal with three modes of material nature. Rise above that. Become transcendence. Right? Because karma kan will have its reaction. Fruitive activities will have the reaction. Right? It will come. Definitely will come. Majority of people that are practicing karma kand, ritualistic rituals. Our society is spiritual, but they are mostly ritual. You know how do you write spiritual? S-P-I-R-I-T-U-A-L. If you remove the S-P-I one side, what remains? Rituals, right? So S-P is Srila Prabhupada and I is ISKCON. Right? Srila Prabhupada ISKCON, what remains? If you remove that, remains only rituals. So people are doing ritualistic ceremony mostly. Karma kandi. But there is a reaction for that. Right? Because it is, Bhagavad Gita explained, it is flowery, one who is attached to the flowery of words, the Veda Vada Rata, the so-called readers of the Vedas, Vedanta, so-called Vedantists, they are called Veda Vada Rata. They are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. Why it's called flowery words? Flower. Flower is beautiful, beginning, smelling nicely, aromas. But if you keep it for some time, what happens? It becomes dry, right? And when the flower is dry, do you want to smell it? Do you want to offer it to somebody? So that's what it is, karma kand. Flowery words of the Veda. Beautiful. Karma kand is beautiful. It's nice, sense enjoyment. But later it becomes stale. Right? And this is what is happening to Ayati. Right? It becomes stale, disgusted. Yesterday your word used, disgusted. That's what is called the flowery words of the Vedas. Those who are attached to the flowery words of the Vedas. So, yes, of course, it is the Vedas. Vedas is mostly about karma kand, but also because Krishna explained that Vedashta sarver aham eva vedya. You know, goal of the Vedas is to know Krishna. But unfortunately, that it is mostly the karma kand. Now you can say, if there is one God, the absolute is one, why there is no only one Shastra? Well, there are many variety of Shastra, different Shastra, 18 Puranas, right? There's a Karma Kanda, because all the Puranas, they're mixed with Karma and Jnana. Only Bhagavad Puran is spotless. It is spotless. Amala Puran. You know, there is no mixture of other things, so it is spotless. Right? So, but of course the other Puranas, why they have been given? There are 6 Puranas in the modes of goodness, 6 Puranas in the modes of passion, and 6 Puranas in the modes of ignorance. So why these Puranas have been given? You know? So, but in fact, all the other process, they are supposed to be culminating into Bhakti Yoga. So the Purana, the other Purana, they are just like a psychologist. We say psychologist, right? Psychiatrist, yeah? Or psychologist. If somebody is having a dream at night, and you're dreaming that you're falling from the mountain, right? You're falling down, and then a tiger is waiting for you, is chasing you, and you're running full speed. That was in a dream. And the next day you go and tell your friend that you had a dream like that, and your friend will say, "Hey, you're pagal." But if you go and tell a psychologist, what will the psychologist do? The psychologist will listen to you. Okay, all right. So what was the height you fell down from the mountain? You would ask like this. And what was the color of the tiger? And then what was the speed that you were running away? So what is a psychologist doing is listening and get into his feeling, right? Listening to him. He won't say you're pagal. He will listen to him carefully. And then he will say, okay, and get into his feeling. And from there he would lift him up, right? He would lift him up and take him higher and higher, right? Take him out from that trauma. So similarly, these Puranas, they're like that. Other Puranas. Because people like to worship demigods. People like to worship, okay, you want to worship demigod, okay. Lord Shiva is God. Devi Puran saying Devi is God. Okay. But they are supposed to be lifting them up higher and higher and higher to come on a transcendental platform. They are not the ultimate. Because many people told me that Shiv Puran saying Lord Shiva is God. Devi Puran saying Devi is God, right? But that's what it is. It's like a psychologist, listening, get into him because he likes to do that. And he's lifting me up. Even though in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling about Karma Yoga. Start with Karma Yoga. And then Jnana Yoga. And then Ashtanga Yoga. Right? So all these processes Krishna has given, why? If you've seen one sense, Bhagavad Gita like a khichdi, right? With all the yoga process. And people are also performing Hatha Yoga. Raja Yoga they say. But there's no mention of Raja Yoga in Gita. Is it? It's mention of Jnana, Karma and Ashtanga. But they're like the ladder, they're supposed to be lifting one, culminating into Bhakti Yoga. But if one remain on the platform of Karma Yoga, then he becomes a Karma Yogi. If one remain on the platform of Jnana, he becomes a Jnana Yogi or Ashtanga Yogi. But supposed to go up higher, the rung, to cut the Bhakti Yoga. So, even in Bhagavad Gita, they say the first 6 chapters is about Karma Yoga. The last 6 chapters about Jnana. The middle 6 chapters about Bhakti. But you will find, even that you will find Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti in all parts. Even in chapter 18, saying Manmana Bhava, that is Bhakti. Mad Bhakto Matyaji Mamna Sarva Dharman Paritaja, that is Bhakti. So even in the last 6 chapters, although it is Jnana Yoga, Bhakti is there. Even the first 6 chapters is also Bhakti there. So Bhakti is ultimate. Imagine somebody is sitting for the exam, okay? A paper is in front of you on the table. Normally, before you start writing, you have to read some rules are there, conditions before you have to read that. But that student did not read that. He started to give the answer. 30 questions, start giving the answer. And at the end, he saw that there was a note that is written, please don't write anything. Just write your name and give the paper back. That's fail, right? It's fail. Similarly, Krishna is same in Bhagavad Gita. He started to speak about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga, and you start to believe him. But at the end, what he's saying? Bhaktyama, ani bhakti. Ani bhakti. That is, then one can actually know me. So this karma kanda is full of trying to fulfill. Apuryamanam machala pratishtam samudra apa pravishanti yadvat sashantim apnoti na kama kami. It is said that one who actually is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires, just like the river water goes into the ocean and never get filled up. So the ocean, although so much water is entering the ocean from the rivers, but the ocean doesn't get filled up, right? That person will get shanti. Sashantim apnoti na kama kami. He will achieve shanti. There's no shanti today. So ashantasya kudha sukam. If there is no shanti, ashantasya kutaha sukam. So how can one get happiness without shanti? Shanti is first. And then one get sukh, right? But nowadays there is no shanti. There's no peace of mind. We have achieved so much technologically speaking, development, material development, but shanti is gone. Two things are gone: peace of mind and health. They're gone. People are working very hard, but health is gone, and also peace of mind. There's no peace of mind. And the peace of mind is stress. Now there's a stress, right? The stress is the disease number one, right? In Kali Yuga, is the disease number one, and stress also will become the cause of any other disease. That's what it comes. So this is karma kanda is a pot of poison. At the end, it becomes stale, disgusted. One time, Bhrigu Muni's son, so he asked his son, what is the goal of life? And his son was trying to give the answer, no, you can't do like this. You have to go and do tapasya first. So then he went to do tapasya. And then when he came back, he said, he realized when he was after doing tapasya, he realized that the goal of life is, annamai, eating food. So it lies in the food, in grain. That's what he realized. Why? Because people have to eat, otherwise they can't live. And he said the goal of life is annamai, means lies in food grain. When a baby is born, that's what the baby does, right? Very first things you start, everything that the baby gets, would put in the mouth. Anything, even the toys. Right? So because that's the annamai, means grain, food. And then the father said, nah, get out from here. How can that be the goal of life? Because many people are also eating, but many people are also dying. Even eating, right? So that cannot be the ultimate goal. Go back and do tapasya again. And he goes back and do tapasya, and he came back now. He said, now I know, Father, I know what is goal of life, human life. So he said, because he saw that people are breathing. They have to breathe, right, to be able to live. Otherwise, they won't be able to live. And he said, pranamai. He said, goal of life is pranamai. Father said, get out from here. That cannot be the goal. Because many people are breathing, but still they die. That cannot be. Go back and do your tapasya. And then he goes back to tapasya. And he came again. Now I realize, manomai, right? Manomai. But that's still is still material, right? Monobai, the mind, intelligence. We have to have intelligence, you know. Get out, go and go to Pasha. And he came back. Next time he said, what is the next one? Manomai. Vijnana, you know, realization. And he was nearly to the point, but this is not a goal, because just Vijnana, realization, I'm not his body, that's not enough. Right? Go again. And then at last when he went, he came back, he said, now I know, Father, what is the goal? Ananda Mai. Ananda Mai Bhyasat. Prema Pumartha Mahan. Right? That's the highest achievement that we can achieve. Not the grain, not the food grain. But the highest achievement for humanity is Ananda Mai Bhyasat. Right? So, this is why this process. So, one has to Visaya Vinivartante Niraharasya Dehinam Rasovarjam Rasopyasa Param Trisva Nivartate. So, if one actually is getting the higher taste, one can actually give up lower taste. How will one give up lower taste? By having high taste. If a child likes to play football and the father stop it, he will start to cry because he likes to play. But if the father gives him something better, then he will be able to give up. Right? So we can give up lower taste by having higher taste. And that's why now he's going to live, he's going to go and perform Bhakti Yoga. So why Bhakti Yoga is ultimate? Why? Because Shastra explained Bhakti Yoga Bhakti Yoga does not depend on any other process. Bhakti Yoga is independent. Other process will depend on Bhakti Yoga to become successful. Karma, Jnana, Astanga, they'll depend on Bhakti Yoga to become perfect, to become successful. Without Bhakti Yoga, they are not successful. And you will find in Bhagavad Gita, you know, when in Astanga Yoga, Krishna is mentioning about the developing the chakra, 6 chakra. And there in the purport, you know what Prabhupada is writing? 2 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And some Mayavadi told Prabhupada, Swamiji, what are you writing? There's no Harinam here in that verse. Prabhupada said, I know. You don't know. Because Prabhupada is writing according to his name also. He jumped to conclusion. What is Prabhupada's name? Bhaktivedanta. Vedanta, the conclusion of knowledge is Bhakti. Ant means conclusion, final. Anta. Bhakti, Ved, Ved means knowledge. The knowledge, the Vedas of knowledge. The conclusion of knowledge is Bhakti. And this is why many times Prabhupada, anywhere in Bhagavad Gita, he will jump to conclusion. He's ready because that's the goal of knowledge. The goal of knowledge is to perform Bhakti Yoga. Right? Vedashta sarver aham eva vedya. Of this knowledge, who is to be known? Krishna is to be known. Right? Of course, the Vedas, the Gita, one can learn also from the Vedas, the Gita about science, technology, warfare, accounts. You know, you can learn so many things, right? Or time management also. But that's not the goal. What is the goal? Vedashta sarver aham eva. That is to know Krishna. Right? Although it is diverse, but the ultimate goal is to know Krishna. That's why Prabhupada everywhere you'll find jump to conclusion. Because bhakti, Krishna said, bhakti amam bijana. You won't know me by other process, only through bhakti. Right? So even if you see Prabhupada, you know, Sri Upanishad, Om. How is Prabhupada translating Om? Other society, they would say the Blessed Lord, right? Blessed Lord. But Prabhupada is writing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om, the supreme, three powerful words. No one has ever translated God like that. Only Prabhupada did. And all the three words have very powerful meaning. Godhead. Why not only God? Why Prabhupada has the supreme personality of? Because Godhead is not enough. Doesn't describe the whole Godhood of God. Because there are many gods. And we also part and parcel of God. So it is not enough. So it is supreme personality of, it is supreme God. Supreme God. Why supreme? Because there are many gods. Now that's also not enough. He writes, the supreme personality, because God has a personality. That is Om. Right? Om also, but Om, why we also accept Om. Om is also God. Krishna, wherever is Om is mentioned, that is Krishna. But that is the impersonal aspect of God. Right? It's like, it's not complete. This is like, it is generic. It is a general concept. Like saying, the Prime Minister. Om is like saying, you're saying the Prime Minister. Who is Prime Minister here? You have Prime Minister, right? What's the name? Albanese. Albany. Okay, Albany. If I say the Prime Minister, do you have any understanding? I'm just saying Prime Minister. It's generic. So Om is like saying Prime Minister. Can be anybody. Just Prime Minister. We don't have any clue. So Om is like that. There's no detail. But if I take the name Albany, what comes to you? He is quite big boss. He's wearing also glasses. You get a picture. Or you say Mr. Modi. You know, his white hair, white beard, and blue shirt, and always doing like that. It's just by taking the name, you get the whole picture. You see? So Om is like saying the Prime Minister. You know? So there's no much detail in it. Of course, it is generic. That's meant for God also. It's God, but there's no detail. Just by saying the name, you get a whole picture of the person. And this is why Lord is described as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the karma kanda system, it is already written. This is Shruti also. Somebody says Shruti is higher than Smriti. What is Shruti? The Vedas. And Smriti? The Puranas, to be remembered. Shruti means that what has been heard, the Vedas. And some impersonalities, they would say, but they don't accept Smriti, Puranas and Smriti to be remembered. But they only accept Shruti. The Vedas are Shruti. But although, because they say the Vedas are first, then the Puranas came after. But our argument would be, although they are first, Vedas is first, that doesn't mean that they're highest. Understand? Like if you see among Sukadeva Goswami was speaking to a big audience. Although he's smaller, he's younger, but he's most senior. Right? So all the Vedas came first. It doesn't mean that they are the highest. And I explained that what is the difference. The Vedas, the Shruti means to be heard, because Brahmaji heard it. This is Shruti. But Puranas is Smriti, to be remembered. So what is the difference? It's like if you hear a class, a very high level class, you heard it, this is Shruti. And then you go and explain it to your friend in an easy way that he can understand. So that is Puranas, right? And you speak also with your realization, because it's difficult to understand Vedanta, right? So, and then after hearing, and then you go and explain that Vedanta to your friend in a very easy, understandable way with your more realization. And that is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. The Puranas are like that. So they are the best, right? So they say it's Shruti and Smriti, but it is said, Yadagantasi nirvedyam buddhirvati tarishati. Tadagantasha nirvedyam, and then Srutavyasya Shrutasacha. If your intelligence has passed out dense forest of delusion, then you will become indifferent to the Shruti. What has been said and what is to be said. You will become different over what has been said. This is why Vyasadeva said, Narad Muni said, words that do not describe the qualities, form, pastime of the Lord, they are places of pilgrimage for the crows. Can you imagine? It's comparing the Vedas that is not describing the glories of the Lord to be like places of pilgrimage for the... What is places of pilgrimage for the crows? Garbage. That's what Narad Muni is saying. Oh my God. Scriptures that do not describe the glories of the Lord, name, fame, glories, they are like places of pilgrimage for the crows. Whereas, description, although it is imperfectly described, but is describing the glories of the Lord, they are accepted by the sages. Prabhupada, when he wrote this book, he begged for forgiveness. He said, I may have committed mistake, But this is Bhagavatam is saying. Although it is some mistake is there, it is not perfectly written, but that is accepted because it is describing the glories of the Lord. This is Bhagavatam. Nama, Guna, Rup and Lila. And that's not in the Vedas. Vedas is just like very, But of course, you can find Krishna in the Vedas. It's very hard. Advaitam Achutam, Anadim Anantarupam, Adhyam Purana Purusam, Navayovanam Cha, Vedesu Durlab. Difficult to find Krishna in the Vedas. But Adurlabam Atma Bhakti. It's easy to get Krishna from the devotees. Right? So Vedesu Durlabam. Yes. Yes, this is what Narad Muni said. He said, words that do not describe the glories of the Lord. When our intelligence has become indifferent, passed out the dense forest of delusion. What is that dense forest of delusion? Is a karma kanda. Yeah, when you have passed out this, and then you will become indifferent to the Vedas. So, in Ishupanishad, starting from Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, no, not Bhagavan, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti and Bhagavan. It's like to find this verse, this sloka also. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om is Brahmeti, Om Namo Bhagavate is Paramatmeti, and then Vasudeva is Bhagavan. This is the transformation from Brahmeti to Bhagavan. It goes like that. So, yes, this is a point that the Veda, the Shastra, that we have to understand it like this. And only by the purport you will be able to understand. So we have the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada's purport. Prabhupada's purport is the ultimate, right? The Bhaktivedanta purpose to be able to understand. This because one slok you can understand in a different way. In a karmakan way, jnana way, or bhakti. But you need the purport, you need the explanation. That's why we are very fortunate to have Bhaktivedanta, Swami's Bhaktivedanta purport to be able to explain, you know. Yes, in Upanishad is saying, at the end he's saying, the last 3 verses, "O my Lord, please remove your dazzling effulgence. I want to see your face." He's not happy with just dazzling effulgence, Mayavad, impersonalist. Because inside that effulgence there is a face of the Lord. You know, so that bhakti, it culminates into bhakti, even Ishupanishad. Ishupanishad, the Veda, they're very much impersonal explanation. You know, you won't find, oh, the Lord has dhoti, yellow dhoti, peacock feather, beautiful curly hair. That you won't find. And that you will only find in Puranas, Bhagavatam, you know, Brahma Samhita, Govindamadi Purusham, Tamaham Bhajami, but not in Vedas. But yet, this is some kind of also one aspect. It's one aspect of realization, but it's not the ultimate. The first step of realization. The first step of realization. It's not the ultimate step of realization. It's there. When we say God is impersonal, yeah, we accept. He's impersonal, he's also personal. You know, he's saying, Tadne jati, tadne, you know, he walks, he's far away, he's nearby, he's outside, he's inside. We accept that. Right? He doesn't walk. He walks, yeah, he comes to Vrindavan, he walks with the devotees. He doesn't walk, yes, in Brahma Jyoti. He's far away, he's in Golokdham. He's near, in the heart, in the Murti, right? So how can something walk and doesn't walk? Because it is inconceivable. Krishna is inconceivable. We have proof. He walks with the inhabitants of Vrindavan, he comes and walks with them. He doesn't walk in the form of Brahma Jyoti. He's far away in Vaikuntha. He's near in the form of Murti or Paramatma. You know. So these are, we are able to understand through the Bhaktivedanta purport and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So these scriptures, and here Yayati was at least explained that he fell down, having fallen into it by the influence of the result of fruitive activities. So fruitive activities is condemned, you know, in Bhagavad Gita, and it becomes stale also at the end. And the goal is to perform devotional service. Hare Krishna. So Bhagavatam ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. There may have been some question. Or any comments?
Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the nice class. Maharaj, you were talking about fruitive desires and karma kanda. So I wanted to ask, how do we distinguish between our dharma, our duty, and fruitive desires? Because I mean, as kids, when we desire a reward for our studies that we do. So how do we distinguish? And because
the explanation of bhakti is it should be favorable, anukul, with the intention to please Krishna. That is full understanding of bhakti, right? With the intention to please Krishna. And what Rupa Goswami has described, anya bilasita sunyam. A bilas should be, sunya means desire should be 0. Karma and jnana should be 0. Adi, other things also. Be 0. Anya bilasita sunyam jnana karma adi anavritam. Should not be covered by all this. And anukulena, it should be anukul. Now I will give I say something. Kamsa was thinking of Krishna 24 hours. 24 hours. When his wife was coming, he would see Krishna coming. When he's looking on his katori bowl, he's eating, he saw Krishna in every katori. When he's combing his hair in front of the mirror, he would see reflection of Krishna, not his. So is that bhakti? No. Yes or no? No. Why?
Because it's not favorable.
It is pratikul. It is not favorable. It is anukul. Why he was thinking of Krishna? To kill Krishna. You see, this is not favorable. It's not bhakti. So what is the meaning of bhakti? Should be favorable and with the intention to please Krishna. Now Yasoda, Krishna was drinking milk from Yasoda, and Yasoda put Krishna down, and Krishna started to cry, and she went to the kitchen to save the milk. But I have said it should be favorable with the intention to please. But now here Krishna is crying. Is it bhakti? It looks like Kamsa is devotee and Yasoda is not. Because Krishna is crying. So is that pure bhakti, what she did? Why?
That gave him the pleasure.
Yes, to please, she went to the kitchen to save the milk for Krishna. So her intention, which is what's counted, intention is good. Right? Now Draupadi is calling, Govinda, 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 please come and help me. They were disturbing her. Is that pure bhakti?
Yes.
How? She's calling for Krishna to help, not to serve Krishna, but to protect herself. Is that calling Krishna? It looks fruitive, right? It looks fruitive. Because for myself, for my protection, it looks fruitive, isn't it? Because I'm calling Krishna for my own. He's not serving here. You know, it's not for pleasing Krishna, for our own protection. But yet it is still pure bhakti, Rupa Goswami explained. Because he has used anya abhilasita. If he would have used abhilasha, abhilas means desire. He did not use the word abhilasa. He used abhilasita. And yet, because of that, calling for Krishna for one's own protection is still within pure bhakti. It is not karmakand. It is not fruitive. Now you may ask me, what is the difference between abhilasa and abhilasita? So it means like if I'm distributing Mahaprasad, okay? And I ask you, which one do you like, Rasgulla or Karela? What would you say?
Rasgulla.
Rasgulla, definitely. But is that fruitive? No, it is not. Even though you desire something, it is not fruitive. Right? It's still Mahaprasad. One time there was a devotee, when the, temple, the Mahaprasad comes out, they put the Mahaprasad in a locker, then distribute later. So one devotee used to steal that. And they were not able to catch him. And one day he was caught. And then he said, and the temple president was, and what is the punishment? If you're caught, you have to go and clean the toilet, wash the washroom. That's with the punishment. And the temple president told him, because he said, why? He said, because you stole Mahaprasad. And the devotee brahmachari. But it is allowed to steal Mahaprasad. Mahaprasad is allowed to be stolen. It's allowed. And the temple president said, okay, it is allowed, but why you choose only Rasgulla? Not Kerala. So the point I wanted to make, some desires are there, but that's not fruitive. If we want to have Rasgulla, it is not fruitive. So similarly, calling out for Krishna for one's own help, that is not fruitive. That's still within pure Bhakti. I want to eat rasgulla still within bhakti, right? So because he has used the word anya abila sita. If he would have used abilasa, that would become fruitive. Clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question? There, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for such a wonderful class. Thank you. Maharaj, I hope I heard correctly that, Maharaj, you mentioned that, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there must be some mistakes, but it is glorifying the Lord, so it is, in that sense, it's perfect. And also we hear that, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is the topmost of all the Vedas, and it's a spotless Puran. So how do we reconcile these two statements?
Now they're two different things, what you're saying. But spotless Purana is it is spotless because it is meant for pure bhakti, and it's meant for the devotees, right? Spotless Purana. There's no spotless means what? There's no dirts, right? It's all ultimately culmination into bhakti. Even though you'll find also in Bhagavatam what they describe many great king performing yagyas. And the big failure that follow. In many places you'll find. Even when Daksa was doing yagya. And there was a big fight, And many places they're performing yoga because that's not the ultimate. But that is to show you that the other process, there are always failure. Right? Only bhakti. That's why it's called spotless Purana. But Prabhupada, of course, Prabhupada is not making any mistake. That is his humility. Right? Is there any mistake Prabhupada made? No. But Prabhupada's humility is asking forgiveness, but Prabhupada is not making any mistake. And let's see, Bhagavatam was there, Bhagavad Gita was there before Prabhupada went, but there was no transformation. Only when Prabhupada went to the West, there was lots of transformation. We are a product also of that, But Narad Muni is mentioning like that. That's why Prabhupada took it like that also. It was Narad Muni who said that description, literature that do not describe the glories of the Lord, they are like places of pilgrimage for the crows. Whereas description that describe the glories of the Lord, Nam Gun Rup Lila, even if it isn't perfectly written, but it is accepted by the sages. As he said, that creates a revolution. Viplavaha. Viplavaha means revolution in the heart of people. And has it, isn't it? Prabhupada's book has created revolution in the heart of the people all over the world. Isn't it? So that verse is by Prabhupada. Literature that is creating revolution. Tadvad visargo janakada viplavaha. Viplava means revolution. That literature is creating revolution in the heart of the people. And only Prabhupada has done that. It's perfect. So, I would say that verse, it was like indication that of Prabhupada himself. Prabhupada would come and do that. Revolution, creating revolution in the heart of the people. Right? He's done it. I said the other day, you see that one of businessmen came to one of the festivals. Said, I've seen in your movement, in your festival, I'm seeing many youngsters, many newly married couples, many children, the kids are all coming to attend. Isn't it revolution? In the past, only elderly people would go to temple, practice bhakti, I think like that when you become old, bhakti is meant for old people, right? And no, so many youngsters here. The kids also coming. Sometimes the babies also come. They cry. They don't know what's happening, but they come. They're just looking for the mother and crying, but still, they get benefit. You know? So it is true. Prabhupada Bhagavatam translation is creating great revolution in the heart of the people, and it transforms. Hare Krishna. Okay, one more question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, the most difficult thing in bhakti that I come across is self-realization. So, how do we have any self-realization of Paramatma who is so near to our heart? And the same Paramatma, if given Roop, Guna or Leela, becomes Bhagavan, which can be also in our heart. So how do we have these two realizations to progress in the path of bhakti?
So the Lord in the heart also is the also one step of realization, Paramatma. Of course, the first realization is Brahma Jyoti, Brahmeti. This is realized by the impersonalists, right? And the yogis also meditate on Paramatma, right? But the devotees, they're more worshipping the full form, Bhagavan, right? Bhagavan realization, which is the ultimate. When they are saying Atato Brahma Jigyasa, Jiva Goswami said it should be Atato Bhagavan Jigyasa. But here we consider Brahmeti, Brahma to be Bhagavan. But it is said Atato, therefore it is time to inquire about the absolute truth. But Jiva Goswami said this should be Atato Bhagavan Jigyasa. And then when we tell them, the impersonalists, that we also have this Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, and then Bhagavaniti. And they'll also, oh, okay, yes, we also have these types of philosophy. They say that this is why Brahmeti is first. Brahmeti is first. And they say, avyakto vyaktim apanam. You know, from the impersonalism, from the impersonal come the personal form. They say like that. They are, but Krishna is saying they are abudaya, they are less intelligent. From the impersonal come the personal form. It's like saying the sun come from the sun sign. Is that correct? You know, they say like that. Avyaktam, vyaktim, apanam. The vyakti come from the avyakta. That's what they say. They also say, oh, we have the same, because, you know, that's why Jiva Goswami said it should be the other way. It should be Bhagavaniti, Paramatmeti, and Brahmeti. Because it manifests from the Bhagavan. Everything comes from Bhagavan. Krishna is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, mata sarvam pravartate. The sunshine comes from the sun. But of course, Paramatma is there and is manifestation of Śrīmad Vishnu. It comes from Śrīmad Vishnu, who is also expanded as Paramatma, and then Paramatma also comes out of Gurudev, right? Because Paramatma is Cheta Guru. Cheta is a Guru, Cheta Guru. Sometimes there is some voice out inside telling you something, but you don't pay any heed. So that is Cheta Guru. But then the same Cheta Guru comes up, manifests our spiritual master. And then, yes, so it's all coming from Śrīmad Vishnu. And Śrīmad Vishnu also is the source of all incarnation. All incarnation that come from. There's sometimes Hindu will say, no, Krishna is an incarnation, Vishnu is supreme. They say like that. Vishnu is supreme, Krishna is a... When they say Vishnu is supreme, they are right, in one sense. Because all incarnation come from Srirudrakasai, Vishnu, they are right. But they don't know that from Vishnu come from where? They all expand from Balaramji. And Balaram come from Krishna. Originally Krishna is Itecham Sakalaha Pumsam Bhagavan tu Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. That's the verse, is called the emperor verse. Why it is emperor? You know when a king is walking, on the side there is 2 bodyguards. Gita also, 6th middle chapter, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana and Karma 2 sides. Means Bhakti Yoga is a king. So that verse, Itecham Sakala Pumsam, that is Lord Vishnu, the first line. Kala. Kala means all expansion. And then the second line is Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam, that is Krishna. And the third line, Indriyari Vyakulam Lokam, that is Vishnu. Indriyari Vyakulam, those who has come to kill the enemy of Indra. That is Vishnu. And the last line, Vedanti Yogayu, that's also Vishnu. So Krishna is in the middle, so like the king. That's why this verse is called the emperor verse. Jiva Goswami said, because they want to know who is God, our old incarnation. But that verse is emperor verse because Itecham Sakala Pumsam, there are many, many, many incarnation, but Itecham Sakala Pumsam, Krishna's two, the word two. Jiva Goswami explained. Two means but. You understand? But means what? It's like saying, Dhira Shiromani Prabhu sing very well. No. Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj sing well. Okay? But Dhira Shiromani sing better. Because means the previous one is low. So Itecham Sakala Pumsam, there are many incarnation, but Krishna's two. Two means, this is more higher. Krishna's two Bhagavan. So that's why devotees, they are mostly interested in worshipping the Bhagavan form, which is a complete form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Śrīmad Prabhupada ki, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Nidai Gaur Vimanande.